I'm sick today, so my voice is a little weird, but I'm going to go with it. Last week when I went to Ithaca, they were still doing state testing. Um, they're still reading Little House in the Big Woods, so they got to read out loud in front of the class to each other, and then they switched off. Professor Daniels came to visit, and he stood outside the door, and the kids were very disappointed that he didn't really come inside, and then he left and they went to gym, or they went to gym and he left, and then when they came back they thought he was still going to be there, but he was gone. um, then Miss Shane did an activity with trying to teach the 4th grade class like how it was in the olden days during the Laura Ingalls Wilder days. So they got to do spelling words on the little mini chalkboards. You know what I mean? And they made a game out of it. Then they had lunch, and then I took one of the students in the hallway to have her read out loud to me when they all got back from recess. Miss Shane does student portfolios, so they put a lot of their work into a portfolio, and then they were able to take it home at the end of the class. So they worked on that for a while, organizing it and putting, holes in the paper and deciding what they wanted to be in it. And then they had a social studies test coming up. I'm not sure how that went. Miss Shane didn't say this week, but they were studying for that. And then this week I had my last day, and the kids were very sad, and they all gave me hugs, and I got to take a class picture with them, so I should be getting that. They still had state testing when I got there. I think they did math on Wednesday morning. After they did their math test, they had their actual math lesson, so I helped with that for a while. It was a short day. They got out at 1, so there wasn't that much. And then one of the students named Sarah, her last day is tomorrow, so she's leaving. So they were working on making goodbye letters for her. And so Miss Shane and I also had to make one, and we had to get her pictures taken. And she's putting it into a binder. Then the kids did their DOL, which is, correcting grammar mistakes and spelling errors and punctuation and stuff like that. And then they got released at 1 after their lunch. So then I would have been short on hours if I wouldn't have stayed, but I got the opportunity to go to a teacher in service. It was a lot of fun. The teachers are completely different when they're not with their students. They're very fun. And there was 2 different rooms. One room was learning about something online, and the other room was learning about a new math program that goes along with AR. They take tests and practice and stuff like that. It's kind of cool, actually. I like it. I'd use it. So what about you?
Well, as of tomorrow, I'll have, I think, like 31 hours.
You're getting there.
So, only 9 more. So that means only, like, 4 more days of waking up and going to class at 7:45 in the morning. But basically, every day I do the same thing. And I'm actually, like, in their little, she has different little blocks, and I have a little section, and I start off by doing little flashcards with one of the kids. I do a lot of like individual work with them. Do flashcards with the cute little boy who likes to say it, and then he likes to repeat it in like a demonic voice. I can't even say it right now. Maybe you can, because yep, manly voice.
I have a manly voice right now.
But I do that, and then I work on word blending, and then I had to make up a list of nonsense words. So basically, I had to do like 3-letter words. Like, they're not actual words, you have to make it up, and so they have to sound it out. It's like vim and fim and all kinds of words that aren't real.
Just like random words.
Yeah, but, well, they can be random because you have to be like, just so they can take out a letter, so it's F-I-M, and then you have to like, oh, replace the F with a V, and just carry on and add all the vowels. So it took a while to write, but it was a lot of fun, and they actually like it because they're like, hey, this doesn't actually make sense, and they like to make up their own too. And then I did a lot of reading individually with students, and I know next week on Wednesday she's gonna be gone, so she's just gonna like set up my own thing, and then I'm gonna have to help out the sub with what they're doing and whatnot.
I haven't had a sub yet. I'm kind of okay with that.
Well, now you're done. Not cool, but
this still recording?
I don't know if it's still recording or not. Technical difficulty.
I'll go get Devin.
Okay. I'm just gonna make a number. How do you do bird? How do you do a bird? I'm gonna do a bird.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still recording.
Wonderful.
Sorry about that, but
Move the mouse every once in a while.
Sorry.
Sorry, our bads. But yeah,
You
my
were
days.
talking about.
Oh yeah, the sub. So I was talking about. I don't remember now. Geez, Devin. It's all Devin's fault. Remember that. But it's really, I do the same thing every day, and I work with students that need more help rather than, because she always takes the students into like groups and stuff. So then I always, well, after they're done with that, I always go and help them with their extra help and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
Shane was getting frustrated this week because the kids are like not doing anything outside of class, and so they're really far behind on their like multiplication stuff. So she's getting frustrated because she can't go ahead when it takes them so long just to, you know, say what's 4x4, you know, what's 8x2, and they're, I don't know, like some of them are pretty good, but then there's some of them that aren't. I embarrassed one little, well, no, I didn't embarrass him, but this one little boy got really embarrassed at lunch the other day because he's one of the bad ones. And he actually lives really close to me, but he's just like downright evil. Like he doesn't really have a reason to do anything that he does. He's just devious. And he was sitting at lunch with all the little group of boys, and they're like, "Where's Caleb? Where's Caleb?" And I was like, "What?" And so I went over by him, and they were like, "Brian has a crush on you." He was like beet red. He was so mad. He's like, "Shut up, guys." And I was like, "Oh wow, he actually does have a sweet side." Never saw that coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Little boys, they're just so cute. I always have one that always wants to work with me, and I feel really bad because, like, well, one time, because she gives me the students that I have to work with, and one kid's like, "Well, why don't I get to work with you?" And then the other boy's like, "It's because she doesn't like you." And I'm like, oh, "No, that's not why." And I felt really bad.
Poor kids.
I know. But my students are well behaved compared to yours, so.
Well, it's kind of the way it's was set up because of the split class that's across the hall. Actually, the girl that is leaving tomorrow is actually a really, really good student. I'm kind of sad about that because she's one of the people that, you know, the rest of the class is, like, wants to be like her. It's kind of bad because she's a really, really good student, so.
We have there's one kid that stands out in my classroom, and, like, anytime she'll ask a question, nobody knows it, and they'll be like, and they always be like, look at him and tell him, and be like, say his name, and then he's like, what? And then he'll know it, and so I feel bad, but I don't know. I've been being the investigator in my classroom because there's this one girl. She comes to school late, like almost every day, and like today she was crying in class, and I felt really, really bad, and I'm not really for sure why. And
Does the teacher know anything about
well,
her?
yeah, like her parents, and it's just like a whole family living situation, but. I don't know. I feel bad for the little girl, and I kind of just want to.
Yeah, I've kind of asked Miss Shane about a couple of the kids in my class. One in particular, he's like, I don't know, he's one of my favorites. No, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but it just kind of happens. He's like really good, but you know, he tries to fit in with everyone, but he's like such a sweetheart. And Shane told me that there are some fatherly issues. I had heard his dad's not the nicest guy in the world. And then the other little boy who's devious, we've heard that, you know, his parents aren't always, I think his mom has had a lot of relationship issues, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think that girl, her situation is just bad parenting. Like, she sent her daughter to school today without a coat, and then the little girl, she was like, well, she was crying about that too, and she said that her mom just sent her to school without a coat and said that she couldn't go out for recess. She's like, she has to stay in because she doesn't have a coat, and I felt bad because it was freezing. And then, like, she has a book, because they get books every day to take home, and they have to bring them back, and her mom won't give it to her, apparently. I'm not really for sure, so she gets in trouble because she doesn't have her book, but apparently her mom won't let her have it. I'm not really for sure, but I just feel so bad for her. And hey, Devin.
Okay, is that all we have?
I think so. It's just a lot of random
It
talking.
is a lot of randomness.
All right. Peace out.